Give it up for Beth one more time. Let's hear it.
I love these microphones. I feel like it's like I'm a pop star whenever I have a microphone.
Doesn't it feel a little more professional?
Yes.
It's very special, like an event focus.
I'm like almost Ariana Grande. Like I could sing, you know? I love it.
You don't have an Ariana Grande impression or anything? Okay,
yeah,
I'm not
gonna
gonna
ask after, and I'm like, I wish. I'm more Julie Andrews than Ariana.
You can't be an actress and get on stage for an interview and reference anybody without the host being like,
Do
your impression.
Do you do it? And some people can. Actually, Jonathan Kite, who plays Oleg on my show, like, he can do anybody, and it's spot on, and it's so good because he'll go on and talk about Vince Vaughn, and then he'll be like, baby, I got it, you know, and he can, like, do everything. Like,
the people who can kind of drop into any impression are sort of mind-blowing.
yes, exactly.
All their stories are better.
I'm not that talented. I wish I was, but...
I got nothing. I just ask people questions all day. So to start with that, Beth.
So on that note...
My first question for you is 2011, you get a television show, right?
Yes.
It's like your major break. It's a massive hit, Two Broke Girls. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
6 seasons in running.
I know, it's crazy.
At what point do you find yourself sort of still needing some relief, some sort of finding yourself a little bit? When does the Total Me-Tox come?
Well, the journey for me, I'm still on it, is the real truth. And that's kind of the point of the word Me-Tox is sort of, you know, it's individual to you. This is not like a diet or a plan or something to follow directly. It's like, if you get one tip from this that helps you lead a better life and prioritize self-care, great. But for me, what happened was, well, when I got to Broke Girls, I was a nanny sharing a 1-bedroom apartment, like you do, and trying to be an actress. And I was eating, you know, I was a junk food obsessed person. I ate 2 sugar donuts a day for breakfast. This was my breakfast. And then lunch was probably like top ramen. And then macaroni and cheese from a box was like gourmet cooking for me. And
all this sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds great. And then I got to Broke Girls, and my whole life changed. The stress level changed. My body, I had to do physical comedy, which I love, but I realized my body needed to be in really good shape. And I actually got, this is super gross, but I got a skin virus that was like Game of Thrones grayscale level skin virus all over my body. And on the show, they were having to cover it up. And it was all over my legs and my arms. And I went to a doctor.
Was this from the stress?
It was, we didn't know what it was. I thought, is this some sort of problem? Can I get an antibiotic? And they were like, no, excuse me, it's from deep-rooted stress. And so you have to change your diet and your immune system. We have to get it back on track. And so really for me, I was starting from like eating junk food. And then you get to Two Broke Girls, and craft service had like donuts and pizza every day. And I was like, free food. I was poor. Now I can eat free food. And like, I was just eating everything. And
the craft services on a film set is terrible for people with
terrible, but
impulse control
wonderful.
problems.
Yeah, exactly. And so I really had to just figure out, I still don't love salad. So that was, you know, vegetables were, I had to learn how to like them. I ate green beans from a can, keeping the liquid in it, and just that was my version of greens. So really, the Total Me-Tox was how I learned, A, how to like make a smoothie and throw spinach and kale in, and it doesn't taste like spinach and kale, it tastes like citrus heaven. And it's still a progression for me. And so this was sort of, you know, actually the first thing I learned was Transcendental Meditation. And then from that, I was able to handle stress and feel more rested, which then led to being able to exercise more. And then from there, the cooking is still the one that I'm like on the journey. I'm on my way to being Martha, but I'm not even close yet.
Do you trust your own cooking yet, or are you still at a place where if there's anybody around who may be better at you than cooking, you're like, you handle this?
You know, I've definitely gained confidence. Like I used to like say I would burn water, like that's how bad I was. So I'm definitely at a place where like people can come over and I feel like I've got skills now, thanks to also my fiance teaching me lots of great things because he's an amazing cook. But if it's between him or me, I'm always the sous chef, and he's
same.
Yeah.
And I also have the thing where, like, I love to cook, and I'll cook for people, but if there's anyone around, I am so still insecure about my cooking. I'm like, do you think this is done? Somebody check. Somebody check. Is this done?
How do I put the thing in to do it? I know.
I'm not taking responsibility for this if it's not done, guys.
Well, and also, I mean, there are certain things, like I confused different sorts of peppers in the grocery store. I wanted to make shishito peppers, and I went home and I cooked what I thought were shishito peppers and ate like 4 of them and got so sick and realized they were serrano peppers. I didn't know the difference. So this is also like the Me-Tox. I also tell like my terrible stories, and then we have field guide to buying greens and what you should look for, and all these certain things that I learned that I never knew. Like I did not know where kale was in a grocery store. I'd never really even eaten kale, and I still like make it as chips. I don't love just like a kale salad, you know. And I've really had to like learn ways that I can still enjoy eating healthy and it tastes good, because I still believe if you want a piece of pizza when you're in the best city in the world, New York, and you want pizza, go have a piece of pizza. You know,
Oh,
that's part of
absolutely.
Me-Tox too. It's like living a healthy life, but also enjoying your life in the process.
Being aware,
Yeah.
right? So knowing
I think
that you
awareness
can-
is first, and that's what I didn't have. And then I think, you know, also as I think in our society, we tend not to prioritize self-care. And I think
how do you define self-care?
I mean, well, anything I say in this, you know, I think it's about taking care of your mental health, taking time to slow down. Like for me, meditation really changed my life, and I can't like stress that enough. And even if you don't think you have 20 minutes twice a day, I do a certain kind called Transcendental Meditation, but there's so many free apps now. We were actually just looking in the green room at a new app, and you can just take 5 minutes. So I think it starts with slowing down. And
Do
also,
20 minutes twice a day?
Yes.
Like morning, like after you wake up and before bed?
It's like the first thing I do when I wake up. And then I usually try to do it on that afternoon slump time. I used to always grab caffeine as like my afternoon slump thing. And now TM, if I do TM at around 3 p.m. or 4, I'm great the rest of the night.
How do you are you able to drop into it very easily, or is it
I
still
can do
a
it
process
anywhere at
for you?
this point, like on a plane. I've done it in like my car. If I'm early to a meeting, I'll pull over. When I was doing a play
Okay, thank God
here-
you pull over.
Oh yeah, I'm such a good driver. I can do it with my eyes closed. No, but I've really learned, you know, how to just get into it anywhere, and it's really easy. That's the other thing I love about Transcendental Meditation.
Take me back again to this deep-rooted stress that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious how that comes about when you're at the height of what is
want to be
success,
doing,
you
and
know?
success,
A
it's
working
amazing.
actress getting
Yeah.
a sitcom on a major network is essentially the height of success. That is security.
Yes.
At the very least, that is security for a working
Absolutely.
actress.
And I got to work. I mean, Kat Dennings is my best friend. I'm working with people that I want to hang out with when we're not at work. I mean, yeah, it could not be a better situation. I mean, for me, it was hours. I mean, being a nanny was hard in a different way, but this was like much longer hours. I felt so much pressure. You know, I was new to the network. I had never been on a television show. We're doing press when we're not working. Caroline Channing, if you've seen the show, I talk a lot, and we shoot in front of a live audience, and we would get new pages by the hour, and I'd learn monologues, and then my weekend, I'd wake up in the morning, and I'd learn dialogue all day. I didn't really get a brain break, and I wasn't fueling my body or taking the time to even slow down and breathe and drop into, wait a minute, who am I? What am I doing? And so I think that it was a real lifestyle change in the sense that it was overdrive mode, you know? It was constant.
How did it affect your attitude?
I wanted to be an actress since I was 2. So I was very excited to be doing what I was doing, but I really had I wasn't able to enjoy the success because I was so constantly like stressed, and obviously it formulated in that version of a skin rash, but in my head, you know, I couldn't enjoy any of the success because I was just constantly go, 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 go. I just listened to a great TED Talk, and I'm blanking on who it was, but it was called Simply Happy. And a monk said that the best way to happiness or something is taking the time to slow down and be in the present moment. And I talk a lot about working with my horse in this book and how equine therapy helped me do that too. But I do believe that is one of the things that we forget to do, is just slow down, breathe, and take a moment and be in the present moment, what we're doing. If it's cooking can be meditative. Yeah. Stirring, just not on your phone, not on a phone call for work, but taking the time to look at your food, appreciate your food, enjoy cooking with your family or your friends. And I think, you know, you forget we're all success-driven, like I am. I love, you know, people who are working towards a dream. But I think that self-care and self-love ultimately leads to greater success because you're just better all around.
How do you achieve this is such a corny sounding question, excuse me. How do you achieve, no, but when it comes to the Total Me-Tox, right, you're recommending things for people to do, whether it's exercise more or eat better, these things that people can then end up putting pressure on themselves for. Like, for instance, myself, when I do things like, and I'm told this all the time, I'll be like, I have to wake up, I have to exercise, I've got to eat well today, I've got to not drink this week because I drank too much last week. And someone will need to say, you can do all of those things, but stop putting pressure on yourself to do them.
Or comparing yourself. I feel like judgment, especially with social media, I don't know about you guys in this room or out there, but for me, sometimes even when I know I'm doing the best I can, I'm really busy because I'm working a lot. I didn't get to the gym today, but I meditated. And then I look at, some celebrity or something on Instagram who has a beautiful photo in a bikini on a beach or something, and you immediately go to judgment. And I think that if you slow down and you also give yourself permission, like I talk a lot in the Total Me-Tox about a meh workout. We call it like MEH because it's like, sometimes you don't have the energy after doing a whole press tour and working all day to go to the gym for 2 hours. But I love walking outside. I love nature. So like a 10-minute walk, if that's all you've got in the meantime, is like okay, and allowing yourself that that's okay. And then tomorrow you wake up and you might have the day off and you decide, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym for an hour and lift weights or something. But I really believe also in enjoying what you're doing. So if you hate running, don't run. Like, it could really be good for you and get you goal body or whatever, but I just don't believe in living your life like that.
Go to a Zumba class, do something else.
Dance, or I chase like the horse around the pasture or groom or something where I'm outside and I'm doing something that feels, or learning a martial art, like boxing for me is so cool because I feel like I'm learning a skill, and I was an athlete growing up, played soccer, and I miss that part of my life. So if it's something I'm learning as opposed to like, I'm gonna go on this spin bike for an hour and like force myself to not go anywhere. Like I can't do a spin bike.
Oh, I can do a spin bike.
You can? See, some people love it.
I love it. I love it because, and this is not the competitive aspect of me, but the pressure aspect of me, which is like,
right.
I can get on a spin bike, the phone is away, and someone is yelling at me to continue doing this thing.
And
I'll just do it.
But that's great if that's something you enjoy, as long as you're not like pressuring, I have to go to a spin bike, get on this bike, and I hate every second,
No, I love it because it's the only time that if I'm in a regular gym and I'm running on a treadmill or something, or I'm doing weights, I can look at my phone, I can get distracted. Now on a spin bike, everyone's like, go now! Okay.
See, and I'm like, I'll take my bike and I'll go around like Silver Lake Reservoir or something. I'd rather like be outside and doing it. But it's good to know yourself, but the only way you're gonna know yourself is if you slow down and you take the time to figure out what works for you.
How difficult was it for you to slow down, to figure these
Very
things out?
difficult, and I'm still on the journey. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out, like, my fiance said to me once, I don't think you know what rest means, and he was right. And that's when I actually had to slow down for real and be like, what does rest look like for me? Because
what does it look like?
Honestly, it was the meditation was first, and then being in the present moment. And I feel like I learned that from meditating, it naturally happened, but then also I have to say, like, doing work with animals and being with horses particularly, you have to be super grounded and in your body, or my horse, she's feisty, and I would sit there and want a panic attack, and I had to learn how to like ground myself and be in my body. And those tools really have started my process of like, okay, I know when I get stressed out that I need to tell everybody 1 minute, I'm about to be on a panic attack, and I know how to go now and do breathing exercises and TM and ground and claim my space and know that I need that time and that that's okay. Because I was always fearful, like, no, I can do anything. Just give me a job. I can do it. I promise. And I haven't lost that, but I've also learned, you know what? I need this time for me right now, and that's okay. And I'll be back and better because of it.
You suffered from panic attacks for a while.
Yeah. Right? I still get them occasionally, but not nearly like I was in the beginning of Two Broke Girls and all of that. And it's still a journey. Definitely when I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising and I'm taking the time for myself and for nature, I found for me, like, being outside is a big part of my happiness. Like, I have to incorporate nature in my day-to-day life, and that works for me. And they've definitely gotten significantly less, and that is still a journey that I'm on every day. But
were the panic attacks part of the reason that you sort of started working with TM and
TM was the virus, and panic attacks were the two reasons that actually Whitney Cummings, who created Two Broke Girls, told me about Transcendental Meditation because she had just done it, that was how I found that, and then also through her, because of the panic attacks, I found equine therapy. So,
and equine therapy is with the horses.
It's basically like, I ride bareback and bitless, but it's also on the ground activities. And I just started a nonprofit called She Heard Power, bringing equine therapy to survivors of sexual assault and abuse at no cost, because I witnessed a sexual assault survivor that I knew how equine therapy completely changed her life. And so we just had our inaugural program like a month ago. And it was honestly the best weekend of my life, and the women we had were so incredible, and they keep emailing me saying it changed their life. It like makes me emotional. But
Congratulations.
yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
it's all been Me-Tox like started it, and now I feel like my goal now is to continue the journey, but like just kind of word vomiting what I know and trying to help other people.
Did you find that you really needed a lot of these things in the wake of what many would call success and the success that you were looking for? I mean, if you are able to, there's winning an Oscar or something as an actress, but also getting a show on a major network is the sort of last stop.
But I think it's day to day. It's being a mother and working or not working at the same time. I mean, I think we all put ourselves under stress, and we're all, we're such a go society, and goal and box and judgment because she looks like this, or this person has this Oscar and I don't. And so
we're capitalists.
Yeah, exactly. And I think now more than ever, because when you slow down too and you're treating yourself right, you're also treating others right and loving others, which I think we've lost a lot of currently in our political climate, is being kind to one another. And I think that's really important too.
I guess the question is, did you find that once you reached a certain point, it was because there's that period where you reach the highest amount of success, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, there's this thing that's still here
in my body. Yeah,
there's this thing that's still here that I haven't even thought about or changed or worked on, and maybe I have to figure that out now.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, the panic attack thing I've dealt with my whole life, so that was just something that got heightened by success. But it's true, because everybody looks at you and thinks, you got everything we all wanted in theater school and growing up, and you're right, it's a double-edged sword, because also at the end of the day, it's still, you're doing a job, and you have bosses and you have to please, and it's just, even though I love being an artist, it's also, it's a job that I have to please other people and listen to other people and work for, and so I guess for me, it all happened so fast too, because I was like nanny to network TV star. I think for some people it is a slower burn, but I don't think any way is different. I think the level of stress and pressure is the same, no matter
different
what.
for someone who was doing theater for 30 years and then got a role.
That's pressure, and it's, and same thing with if you're working your way up in a corporate world, or you're working your way, you're a social worker giving back every day, and the stress you're taking on listening to other people's stories. I mean, I think we all take on a level of stress when we want to do good work in any aspect. But I guess I haven't really thought about that as a catalyst for what we're doing moving forward. But
question about Two Broke Girls.
Yes.
Right? Wonderful cast, great show. What is it like working with Garrett Morris and Jennifer Coolidge? I mean, they are two comedy giants, legends. Yeah.
Jennifer makes me break up on set more than anybody, because she will look at me and know she's going to make me break, which is the worst, but I love her. And Garrett, I Googled, of course, all his old SNL bits when I got the show, and he's like my grandpa at this point. He comes to all my shows, and he supports me so much, and he's gotten me really into reading books about Buddhism. He's a Buddhist, and he's so they both, honestly, our family on set, it's I'm not just saying that, these are the people that are I'm closest to in my life, and we're so lucky that we have that, because I've heard a lot of times it's not like that on a set.
I'd imagine there's writers and producers on the set who are like, you guys are very lucky.
You don't understand. Kat is literally, we were texting in that group, she's constantly on my phone when I'm out of town. I miss her. It's crazy.
There's producers like, I was on 2.5 Men with Charlie. Okay, it was
not
not like this.
Exactly.
This is amazing, you guys.
I'm I will go for 20 years. If CBS will have us, please, we'll go forever and ever. This is the best job in the world.
Does it afford you time to audition and think about other projects, or are you really just it's 9 months out of the year you're kind of on
it was actually really hard to work 9 months out of the year and write, because I was scheduling 3 nights a week of at least a few hours writing for years. So that actually did end up being more than I thought it was. But now being able to put this out there, and I'm so proud of all the work that went into it, that I'm it was worth it. Yeah. But I haven't really, I got to do a play last summer, which theater is my heart and soul in New York.
You did a play here in New York,
I did a play
right?
at MCC, and it was...
What was the name of that play again?
oh God, if I remember, it's so long. A funny thing happened on the way to the gynecologic oncology unit at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center of New York City.
That is it. Nice.
Yes.
Good work.
And I had the best time ever, and it was so different from what I played on Two Broke Girls, and it was, I was in a dark place every day because it was dealing with cancer and death and this girl who was so complicated, and it was awesome. I loved every second of being able to play a completely different character, and yeah.
Now, one thing about your book that comes up every now and then is your own feminism, and this idea of being a feminist while at the same time writing a kind of self-help
Well, I used
book
to tell
would be
my
great.
fiance that I wouldn't cook because it's feminists don't cook. I had this whole thing about cooking. I don't belong in a kitchen. I belong fighting for women's rights, and you could do both. You could
And
cook
by fighting
be a
for women's
feminist.
rights, that's like tweeting while he cooks.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, babe. Yeah. No, but I guess I just had a picture of what I thought a feminist should be, which now obviously I've grown up into. We've been together 7.5 years, so this was a long time ago when we were first dating that I told him I don't cook because I'm a feminist.
But it's this idea that so often self-help books are written for women because it's one more way of teaching them how to be or placing judgment on women and, I guess teaching them how they should be rather than accepting who they are. How important was it for you to sort of create this book that maintained a sense of feminism in the sense that you are who you are?
But that was the most important thing. And that's why I keep saying, I think I said to you in the green room, it's not a diet. It's not a plan. If one thing from this book helps you, great. This is what's helped me. That's why it's called Me-Tox. It's whatever works for you. And I think that that's the whole point. I didn't feel like there was something out there that was encouraging you to not beat yourself up if you didn't get to that spin class, but knowing that that's okay. And figuring out what's going to make me happy in these 20 minutes I have. Is it meditating? Great. Is it going to work out? Taking a walk? Great. But knowing that it's okay to not follow a strict diet or a plan, and that is going to be empowering in itself,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's get some questions from the audience here. Right there.
Hello.
Hi.
I wanted to know, how do you resist the temptation of craft services now?
Well, I have to be real with you. I sometimes have a bad day, and if I feel like I really screwed up on the set and I didn't land a joke right, I really might have the Doritos bag. However, as I think about it now, I have tools where I've learned I go for the Dorito bag and I actually have I'll wait 10 minutes and see if I still want the Doritos, because normally if you slow down, once again, the slowing down, and you say, I want this right now, but let me wait 10 minutes and see if I still want it, usually by that point I've been it wasn't that bad that I screwed up that joke. I'll do better tomorrow. I don't need the Doritos. You know what? I can get the hummus and carrots I have in my room. And it's really good hummus because I made it from scratch last night with Michael. And it has jalapenos, and I love spice or something, and you're able. So I'd say that's kind of how I do it. But I have to be real. Sometimes I'm not there, and I have a bag of Doritos, and I try not to beat myself up.
Yeah, the important thing is that you don't beat yourself up for having the bag of Doritos.
Exactly. Exactly.
You enjoy them.
And I think a lot of times if you have it, the next day you're more empowered to have a healthy food day and go to the gym. Sometimes I think moderation actually works more in your favor than a strict diet.
Sometimes I'm more likely to go to the gym in the morning if I'm really hungover because I'll just be so bummed out.
Because it'll wake you up and you'll sweat and you'll be like, oh, I just got to get that out of my system. Totally.
Next one, right here.
Hi, Beth. My name is Sam. I'm a big fan of the show. I just wanted to know if Max and Caroline got a copy of your book, what would be their biggest takeaway or favorite recipe?
Great question.
Are you allowed to cuss on here?
Yes.
I feel like Max would be like, this is bullshit, F you. But then cacao situation with spinach hidden, but it tastes like a chocolate milkshake. So really, it's about hiding the vegetables in with good stuff around it.
It's about ingredients. I mean, this whole thing is about
Always.
knowing ingredients that you can use. I mean, since I've started eating healthier in the past couple of years, I just know more ingredients that I can use, and I can
spices.
improvise and play with them.
I never knew
Yeah.
you could go to a spice store in your local community. They have, and you can add them to pumpkin seeds or to your salad, and it gives it a kick. I love spice, and how much spices can change plain grilled chicken. It can taste great. Yeah, it's absolutely about ingredients, and they're cheap at a farmer's market or something.
Oh, I love farmers markets.
Yeah, produce isn't that expensive, which for a budget is awesome.
Beth, the book is wonderful. Congratulations. It's on
you.
shelves now, right? People can
Yes.
pick it up.
So crazy.
And Two Broke Girls is on CBS.
Yes.
People should watch the show.
I hope, yes. Tell them you want a season 7. We don't know yet. So.
Oh, that's right. Please,
Yes.
CBS, renew the show
Renew.
for season 7. Beth Behrs, everybody. Beth, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.